Hello and welcome to MMS Round 2. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix here in Interlagos, and boy, what a race. Oh.
I love Ben Rex's MMS. I just love when he says it. You're around here with MMS.
Hello and welcome to MMS Round 2. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix here in Interlagos, and boy, what a race we got installed for you.
Yes, indeed, as we have wet weather conditions off the start, which mean anyone can take the lead going down into turn 1 and through the S's onto the back straight out of turn 3. But as we take a look to the championships, we have Valjack with 10 points leading, and then we have Terwick in with 8, and then Raix with 6. As we have issues from last race, with the McWilliams with getting only one car on the podium, having catastrophe within the last laps of the race, losing the race, as well losing Radav, which would have been a perfect 1-2, but then spoiled by Valjack, unfortunately. But in the constructors, McLaren Mercedes with 15 points, as then followed by Williams with 8, then Ferrari with 6. Can this be changed after this race? Could there be some very dangerous driving from drivers? Could there be major crashes or very change of grid order?
As we look at the grid order, we have 18 laps ahead of us. We have Formula_Sam in the BAR Honda on pole position, with Kasper Poegeland in second place. Third place, we have the last race winner, Michal Valjak in the McLaren. Joining him on that row is John Boda. In fifth place on the grid, we have Raix in the Ferrari. Joining him on that row is Johnson. Seventh place on the grid, we have Alex Turgut, and eighth place is Jack Vack. Ninth place on the grid, we have Wells in the Jaguar car, and joining him on that row is Ben Misery in the other BAR. 11th, we have the second McLaren of QPR, who wasn't really happy with his qualifying performance, and joining him on row 6 is Louis H. 13th place on the grid, we have Lalonde in the second Renault, and joining him on that row is Kubasek in the first of Saubers. 15th place, we have Lego Fancy Y with a bit disappointing qualifying session. And just 16th place is Milo Ceresnia. 17th place, we have Terwick in the Williams. And 18th place, we have Dimitri Radev. Very disappointing qualifying by both of the Williamses. 19th place, yet again, we have Jamie Fredrickson in the second Ferrari. He really needs to get his act up in qualifying. And 28th, and last but not least on the grid, we have Aaron Curtis.
Yes, indeed.
Interesting quali order, as we have some drivers not getting a great qualifying here. Speaking about the Williamses and the second of the Ferraris, as we're
going to head to the start-finish line with lights out shortly in a couple seconds.
As we have the red lights coming up. It's lights out, and away we go!
With a decent start.
A lot of spray by the drivers. We have 3 wide into turn 1. It's Poegeland going into the lead. The Ferrari of Raix is trying to get his nose into there. And we have Dimitri Radev spinning out in the center essay.
This has had issue in turn 3 as well.
And we have a replay at the start. On board, Dimitri Radev. He tried a too ambitious dive bomb and just spins it in on the curve.
Radev being too aggressive into turn 1 in the center S's.
Yeah. And as we can see on the replay, it might have been the Sauber of Milos Ceresnia who touched Dimitri Radev and that
been into the back of him.
Yeah, and also Aaron Curtis had issues in turn 3, spinning it to the wet cross.
Maybe he was relying too much for his tyres there.
As we continue, we have Kasper Poegeland leading the race with Formula_Sam second. John Voda is no, never mind. Reichs is third now in his Ferrari. What a move he just made!
This is good for
Overtaking John Voda.
Reichs, leading the championship. But Valjac is
Down the inside of his team. No, not his teammate. Sorry. Michal Valjak now up to fourth. The last race's winner, and John Voda is getting overtaken yet again by the children of Johnson. I have a feeling that John Voda might be in trouble, as his car doesn't seem to have the pace he would like to have. That's a bit loose back end on that car. Goes defensive because there are some more cars trying to make a move. There's Fredriksson playing side by side. Fredriksson made some places up in the start. As we are going to lap 2 of the race. What a start we just witnessed.
Yes, indeed. As Turwick, one of the championship contenders, is far down in the rear.
Inside of Jack Wack, but Jack Wack isn't. Didn't really, and there's a bar Honda trying to spin out, but just about held it. It's Ben Misery. Of Louis Sage went round the outside of him, just side by side, going to turn 4. Is it Jordan or BAR coming out of it on top? I think it's a BAR, but the Jordan is coming back at him. Can Louis Sage make a move stick? Yes, he can. Fredriksson and also Turvik trying to make the move on Misery. Side by side between Turvik and Misery, that is, and he made it work. Leg offensive wise, trying to make a move on Kubustak also, and makes it stick. And is that a Kubustak without a rear wing?
Yeah, I think he got the punt from Sarasa.
And Lewis has no front wing. Or have the two Sauber teammates made contact?
Yes, I think from turn 1 on.
As we have a replay. And yes, the two Saubers indeed made contact. There it is. There's a lot of spray, you might not see it. Hit the back of his teammate.
Just popped right off turn 1 right there.
Yeah.
No, turn 4.
Turn 4, that is, yes. As we continue now with racing, that's both Saubers in trouble. They might both have to pit. As in the lead, Formula Underscore Sam trying to make a move on Casper Bergeland. Coming to the main straight, Rakes is not far from it. Well. And Rakes tries to make a diving move up to inside, but he nearly spins.
Around the outside.
Underscore Sam made a move. Rakes tries to go down the inside of Casper Bergeland. Doesn't make it work. They're side by side. And Michal Valjak for the McLaren is coming to the fight as well. Can Rakes make a dive bomb? No, Bergeland is going forward. Michal Valjak from nowhere.
The two title contenders made a bit of contact in turn 4, but Sam does not get the move done.
And Sam goes down the inside as there's Jordan coming out of nowhere. Of Johnson trying to make a move on the Ferrari, but Ferrari of Reichs isn't quite done with him.
The Ferrari driver of Reichs is not giving up so easily, but he gets the move done.
Johnson made the move stick, and now Valjak goes down the inside of Reichs, but didn't make it stick. What a battle we have. Time to take a bit of a breather. Valjak tries it again. That doesn't make it stick. Alex Hugo is joining that battle.
Reichs is very close. He might get the move done.
He goes down into turn 1. He tries it. Pulls to the outside, inside of Johnson. Not quite. Yeah, Johnson held that data, but is that Alex Hugo trying to make a move on Michal Valjak? Side by side.
Too good, barging his way through.
As there's Voda and Chakwag also battling it out as we are on board Michal Valjak.
Michal Valjak?
As he
lost so much time from that overtake from Too Good. He needs to catch up instantly to get that move back if he wants to hope to fight Reichs in the championship.
Yes, as Reichs is trying to make a move on the Jordan of Johnson, and the lead and the second place aren't too far ahead as well. As Reichs tries to make a move down the inside
in sector 2
and
get it on the outside and
gets the move done.
Hadn't.
Next up is Formula Underscore Sam as the leader of Bergeland the leader of Poagalan has got a bit of a move on from that battle to ensure his leader beat. That's Reich's getting a beautiful exit and attacks Formula underscore Sam. Can he make the move stick into turn 1? I think he can. Yeah. He's a long way ahead.
He's got him under the brake.
Turn 1. And Sam nearly loses the car. Nearly lost the car. And that gives Right a bit of a pre-dance. Valak is under attack by John Voda. Where's Alex Duguid gone? Alex Duguid has lost massively. Is that the Ferrari of Jamie Fredrickson all the way up to 8 from starting 19? Yes, Jamie Fredrickson has made a beautiful few first laps to get up into 8. But he's still a bit far off the Ferrari, his Ferrari teammate. Fredrickson tries to make a move on Jackwag, doesn't make it stick still. But I still wonder what happened to Alex Duguid. Alex Duguid makes a spin! Yellow flags out! And there's... The Jaguar of Wales hits Alex Duguid's front wing off. That's some... calamity for the Renault driver. He spun it himself exiting this corner. No, did he get hit from behind? I don't think he did. He spun it himself. Tried to rejoin dangerously. It was not the Jaguar, but the BAR Honda of Ben Misery who hit Alex Duguid's front wing off. And he spun it nearly again as QPO is trying to make a move on Team Tiradov. Teresnia, leg offensive wire, Kubicek are struggling at the back as we go. Right for the Ferrari has overtaken the Jaguar of Kasper Poagalan for the lead. But Poagalan isn't quite done with him. As the Ferrari and the Jaguar going through the Senna S's. Can the Jaguar get a good exit? That didn't look like good exit though. As Formula underscore Sam is maybe trying to attack the Jaguar. We are on lap 6 now. It's already 1/3 of the race gone. As Formula underscore Sam maybe tries to make a move. His back end isn't really cooperating with him though. It's tricky conditions, he can't make a lunge like he could in dry conditions. As the Jordan of Johnson is trying to maybe pick up the pieces. Formula underscore Sam tried something but didn't make it work. As everyone's back end of the car is literally trying to give up on them. It's so tricky conditions for the drivers. As what's happened to the other Jaguar of Wales is out of the race. Let's have a replay. He's been there for a long time already. Oh! Did he spin out? So did he have an engine failure? And we believe it's, yep, that's a engine failure for the Jaguar of Wales. What a unfortunate engine failure for the Jaguar. Both Jaguars were going so well, and now they have one driver out of the race. As we can see on the replay, the Ratter has made up some places, and yeah, that's unfortunately race over for that Jaguar. As we have Jamie Fredrickson, who has lost places again. He's down to 15th. As Reichs is leading the race, Bergel in second, Formula underscore Sam third. There's a fight going on for second place. Strauss are now a bit settled down now. As the Williams of Turbik has made a great first laps to get all the way up to 8 from starting 17. As he maybe tries to sneak up down the inside of Jackwag. He could do it into this corner, but he doesn't go for it. Thinks better of it. As we are on board the Williams. Maybe he could try a move down the inside. He thinks about it, but Jackwag went a bit defensive. As you can see the spray is quite bad. As he goes up to inside of the minority of Jackwag. Side by side to go. up the hill. And moved on, but can Jackwack, because have a say about that. Maybe pop it to the inside into turn 1. The answer to that is but the Renault of Lelong also made a move on the Minardi Jackwack and tried to move on the Williams of Turvik, but didn't make it work on the Williams. This battle is getting heated up. As in the at the top of the field we have Rijks leading the race, Bergeland is second. Sam and Johnson are fighting for the final place on the podium. Valyak might join that party as well. Formula Sam has lost some places. He was on pole, but it's still a decent position to be for the BAR Honda driver, as Valyak is closing up on that battle for the final place on the podium. I'd say the Johnson in his short and cockpit must really be fuming to get that BAR Honda out of his way. As Valyak is now well and truly in the party. Johnson tried to switch back to that corner up the hill, and he makes it work on the main straight going to turn 1. He's close, he's gaining. As it goes to the inside of Formula _ Sam, I think that's a move done. Can Sam fight back? No, he can't. As that's the Jordan of Johnson up to 3rd place in his Jordan. Good race by him so far. Both Jordans are actually doing quite well. As Curtis is trying to move on the Minardi of Jackwack. That's a battle for 10th place. As he's not quite close enough, but Aaron Curtis still tried to move. That's not how you should drive in these conditions. Didn't get the move done. And Curtis in the Toyota must go back to the drawing board, but he goes on the inside. But Jackwatt has none of it, and there's contact between the 2 drivers. Aaron Curtis got the move done, but that's not really too nice way. And we have confirmation that there's an investigation for the incident between Aaron Curtis and Jackwatt, as Ben Misery is trying to make a move on Jackwatt as well. And got it done. Anyway, Jackwatt is now on the investigation for that. Sorry, not Jackwatt. Aaron Curtis is now on the investigation
to the FIA.
Yes, as Ben Misery is trying to maybe look a move on the Toyota of Aaron Curtis. Does he have the balls for it though? Doesn't seem like quite yet, but Jackwatt launches it down the inside of Ben Misery.
Yeah.
And he actually made it work.
Yes, the traction up turn 3. Perfect move, but Ben Misery could get him back into turn 4 possibly.
Yes. But he thinks better of it, but we have seen they might try I think it's as we have as Milo Ceresny has lost his front wing yet again. Rijks in the Ferrari is leading the race, Bergeland second, and Jobson third. Valyak has overtaken Sam, but Sam is having none of it, and Sam dives up to the side. Valyak and Sam having a ding-dong battle for 4th place that is, and Sam made it work.
Sam brings it really out quite cleanly.
Sorry. Right, let's have a replay of that. Oh. What happened here then?
You seen a bit of drifting?
Well, yeah, but it's quite normal for these conditions.
Wet conditions.
And oh, that's what we are seeing.
Oh.
The Minardi of Jackwatt having a spin.
I think he just went too much on the curb and lost it on the grass again.
Yeah, well, the drivers must wreck. He can't get the car facing the correct way.
It's not getting any grip on
action normally.
Yeah, it's not getting any grip on those tyres rejoining.
Yeah, as well. Yellow flag and Jackwatt still doing donuts.
Jackwatt still doing some donuts, and this could be dangerous.
That might be dangerous. And that's a battle for 13th place as Jackwatt finally got his act together, but he lost a lot of time. Lega 21 has closed up as we look up the field yet again. There's a battle for fourth place, that is, between Formula_Sam and Michal Valiak, and also a battle for 7th place between Lelong and John Voda.
Yeah, Toewick's on a great drive after the P6, starting near the back of the grids. Excellent performance from Toewick in the wet conditions.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And it's been Toewick who's been a Williams with the better performance.
Lelong goes up the inside.
Voda goes, and they're still not side by side. Lelong or better bit can maybe pop a move down the inside. I want to do that. Yes, he thinks for it. He went for it. Did he make it work?
My guess.
Maybe a good start. We have a radio from Toewick, who said, "Guess who's coming, Valiak?" Is that a threat, or from Toewick to Valiak? We'll see.
Maybe he's trying to
Formula_Sam has lost a place.
He's probably putting
on board Louis Page, trying to maybe make a move on John Voda. Oh, Jordan gone really well. He goes down the inside.
Yeah, he gets
to make the move, stick the side by side still.
For out turn 4 there, heading into turn 5. The king
inside this time. Louis Page from the outside makes the move down, gets the move stick. As we have yellow flags.
Oh, that's a Ferrari. That Ryan.
Ferrari, a fake spinning out.
Oh, this is a disaster.
And that's Ryan front wing gone. What happened to him? Miller's not a lap car.
Traffic. He had issues with traffic. What a disaster. This is
Rex was trying to lap Resnia and then just got taken out.
This will be a major hit on the championship. He's going to be very far down. And Valiak is
the FIA are obviously looking into it. There's an investigation. There's an investigation for Milos Resnia for taking out race leader while he was trying to lap him, and that's probably going to be a penalty for him as Milos Resnia is coming into the pits. Is that retiring, or just as now there's battling for the 3rd place as Johnson in the Jordan overtook Toewick, and the Toewick comes back at the Jordan.
Into turn 4 here.
Goes to the inside, doesn't make the move stick. And Toewick tries the inside, then jumps around the inside, contact between the two drivers, and Toewick got the move done. But Johnson isn't quite done with him.
He might have got the position from the Jordan.
Toewick's threat to Valiak is maybe coming through. As we get confirmation from the FIA that Milos Resnia has been awarded a penalty of him having to start from the back of the grid next race for the collision with the race leader. That's actually quite a harsher penalty in my opinion, but FIA decided that. So yeah, as there's battle going on for 4th place in the race, the runner of Lelong trying to get the Jordan of Johnson. Both Jordans are in the points, have to say, as we are on lap 14 out of 18. As Lelong tries to maybe have a look at the Jordan, he didn't get the move done yet. As Formula_Sam has lost quite a bit. That's contact between the Jordan and Renner, and that's the front wing of Lelong still. As Louis Sage is getting into it now, so have a replay. What happened here then?
Turn 4 here, coming out turn 4, then we're about to go into the turn 5 kink, then to turn 6.
Let's
was it the Jordan breaking very early?
And Johnson couldn't see it coming as Formula Underscore Sam tries to make a move and sends the Renault off the track.
Yeah,
and nice Formula Underscore Sam and Louis Sage also got past the Renault.
Yeah, the
as
Jordan
Casper Brugman's leading the race. Valiak second and Turvik is making his threat true.
Valiak will be looking in his mirrors a lot now as he's got Turvik approaching him and...
As Turvik getting closer and closer behind Valiak. As we go on to lap 15, as there's cars into the pits. I think Borgeland is into the pits, that's what it is. So Michal Valiak is in the lead of the race. Gan Turvik has some revenge from last race, when Valiak took the lead.
I think a lot of the top runners have pitted behind them, behind Turvik, because a lot of the orders changed. So yeah, because Ben Ridgely's up into P4, so a lot of people have gone into the pits.
Remember from last race, Michal Valiak overtook Turvik for the lead, for the win of the race in the penultimate corner on the last lap. Can Turvik take the revenge?
Yes.
On Valiak now.
Oh, Valiak! Very, very...
Turvik is having some issues with the rear end of the car, losing some time.
It was good that he didn't spin the car.
Of Louis Sage up into the podium position with Ben Misery fourth and Casper Borgeland fifth. That Williams doesn't look healthy. I think that Williams is having some issues with the car. The rear end keeps getting loose.
Yeah, he keeps losing the traction out of the corners when he applies the throttle. Then he loses it. I think he's
turning into the pits. Turning into the pits.
The pits.
That promotes the Louis Sage. Oh, Sage is also into the pits, so that's Valiak into clear. So Valiak is now in the lead with no one close behind him. So both Turvik and Sage are into the pits. That promotes Casper Borgeland into second and Ben Misery into fourth. But is Ben Misery in the pits as well? I didn't see really. Ben Misery was in the pits. Ben Misery was in the pits as well. So Turvik rejoins the race in maybe fifth as the Jordan of Charmson might get him. That's actually going to be really, really close.
Side by side, I think the Jordan
of Charmson has got it, but Turvik with fresher tyres and less maybe fuel. More fuel.
Could he be looking for move going to turn 5?
That's going to be an amazing battle for the fourth place. As now the order is Michal Valiak leading, and I believe it was Casper Borgeland in second and Formula Underscore Sam third, as Turvik maybe tries to move on the Jordan.
Yeah, and 10-7.
Everything. As we have yellow flags somewhere, not sure what happened. As that's Michal Valiak out of the race!
That is a blow. What has happened?
I think it's an engine failure.
An engine failure as well. Why?
What a disaster for the championship leader. He's out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. That is an engine failure for the McLaren driver.
He'll be
that promotes Casper Borgeland. That promotes Casper of the race. Oh, what a development in the race that was, and as Fredriksson and both Ferraris are now down the order with one having issues with lap runners at Formula Underscore Sam is trying to lap Resnia. Resnia obeyed blue flags this time because he's in trouble already. So we now get information that Valiak didn't retire due to engine failure, but he ran out of fuel. So as we see Turvik going up the inside of the Jordan of Charmson, it's actually a nice battle on the track. So Michal Valiak retired because the team overestimated the amount of fuel they have left in the car, as the McLaren couldn't make the extra lap.
He was about to enter sector 3 as well. He was just so close to pit lane, but I think he was just not close enough.
Right, as Turvik is trying to snap the final podium place off the Jordan. This is important for Turvik to get as much points off Valiak as possible in the championship, as I think Turvik would be the provisional championship leader after this race. Turvik goes around to the inside of the Jordan. I think Turvik will try to make a move going to turn 1.
Turvik's going to be delighted if he gets up into the podium positions, as Reix and Valdak has had issues this race, with Reix spinning and Valdak
As we are going to the final lap of the race, Turvik tries it down the inside.
What a move.
Now he only has to hold it. As Poigeland is comfortably in the lead, and Formula_Sam second.
Did the Jordan look up into turn 4? I think it's a bit too far to make a move into turn 4, maybe turn 5 or 6, or coming back into the sector 3 complex.
Yes, as we still Jordan of Louis H tries to make a move on the Toyota of Aaron Curtis. Aaron Curtis, what a race you've done! From 20th on the grid to I think it was 7th. As Johnson has lost touch with the Williams of Turvik, as Louis H is really quite done with Aaron Curtis, as Casper Poigeland is coming to the line to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. In Interlagos, as we still have cameras. There was a car off there, couldn't really spot him, and yeah. What a race this has been.
Last corner down.
Battle. Formula_Sam took second, and that was Turvik for the Williams in 3rd place.
There's Reiko Reix down in 15. He will be fierce, as well as Valdak, as well, retiring, which is a huge blow to the championship. Well, this opens Turvik, I think, to the championship lead.
Yeah, this was an important race for Turvik, because both of his challengers for now were out of the points, one with the DNF. As Jack Wag were waiting for him to cross the line, and same with Jamie Fredrickson, and yeah, what a race this one was. Casper Poigeland for Jaguar is your race winner. Formula_Sam from pole to 2nd place in the PAR. Matthias Turvik in Williams get 3rd. Connor Johnson got 4th for Jordan. John Voda, what a race by the Minardi driver, with Johnny Lalonde 6th. Louis Sage is 8th, Ben Misery 9th, Dimitri Radov 10th, Lego Francois 11th, Alex Toogood, he had some issues in the race, only got 12th, QPO got 13th, Jakob Kubicek for Sauber got 14th, Raiko Reix was leading the race until the Sauber of Milos Ceresnia took him out.
Had a lot of tap and spun him off and did a lot of donuts, which hampered his race majorly, and which gave him an upset, and that's probably given a huge margin for the championship, as well as Valdak retiring due to under fuel, which is going to be...
Jamie Fredrickson in the 2nd Ferrari, 17th, Milos Ceresnia 18th, and our 2 retirees are Michal Valiak for McLaren, who ran out of fuel,
and the other Jaguar
with a engine failure. That was the race.
Jaguar will be happy, but disappointed. Jaguar will be happy and disappointed with getting a win, but with a DNF with the other car. Could have been some greater points. I'm looking forward to the constructors and maybe the championship in the long term.
But this was the race. Thank you all for joining, and goodbye.